Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Magic here. I'm going to be giving you another cast of Jake Bake, who is no longer part of XN. He was a co-founder, but he is now part of EP. And EP, of course, has a lot of very strong players in it, like Jake Bake, who is Grandmasters, excuse me. So let's get this game going. It looks like Jake Bake has spawned at the 9 o'clock position as our red Zerg player. And it looks like his opponent is Mr. sixjaxViBE, spawn at the 3 o'clock as our blue Zerg player. So it is Zerg against Zerg, cross positions, and this is the Shattered Temple, and in case you don't know, it is the Shattered Temple. I have to try to look for it on the list. It does start with a T, not with an S. I always get confused whenever I look for it whenever I'm hosting, but anyways, looks like both players for now just kind of happily droning away, scouting with that Overlord to the fast air position, doing all that normal stuff. And now in this matchup, the scouting is always going to be very key, especially early on, because if you scout early on, you can detect an early pool, like an 8 pool or something like that. But of course, on a map of this magnitude, with so many different starting positions and having it so big, it does doing an 8 pool isn't really something that you really see. And it's also a little bit harder to scout. So I mean, it is still possible just because of that harder to scout factor, and actually probably a little bit more feasible even because of that. But anyways, it looks like both players just kind of sitting back, building some drones. It looks like there's an extractor already up for Vibe. Looks like he put that down on 12. We'll see when he puts down a pool. I believe there will be a pool next as he saves his money for it. Jake Bake here putting down a pool. No gas quite yet. Just going to be sitting with that, just droning up, possibly expanding. Just choosing not to get the speed, and that's perfectly fine. There's this pool from Vibe. Now, you don't really have to get the speed in Zerg against Zerg right away. I mean, if you're going Roach, obviously, if you're going really fast Roach, obviously you don't really need the speed at all. But, you can delay it quite a bit, get some extra drones out, save some money for a hatchery. You can just delay it a little bit so you can get a little bit extra cash for it. Because, I mean, once you put 3 guys in there plus the drone that makes the extractor, that's already 4 guys that's not getting minerals, and that's actually a lot of income. So, anyways, looks like the pool is about to be finished for Jake Bake. Vibes is just a little bit behind. And there's the Queen coming out. Overlord's being produced on 18 and 16. It looks like Jake Bake a little bit late on that Overlord. Not a big deal. It does push it back slightly, but it's all good. Looks like first set of Zerglings is on the way. And the second, actually, what? Oh, I guess it just shows 2. I thought it just showed 1. But it is 2. I mean, obviously the 2 come out of an egg, but I thought it would maybe count the egg. So, anyways, sixjaxVibes going to be producing 4 Zerglings with that Queen, and a Baneling that's being thrown down by Vibe here. Now, of course, Banelings are awesome against Zerglings, also against drones. Not so great against Roaches, so yeah, actually Jake Bake here just going straight to Roaches, getting up a Spine Crawler for that early defense. Just wants to drone up, that Spine Crawler definitely allows him to do that. But of course, you do have to kind of worry about like a huge Zergling attack, if a player goes all in. And that's pretty much what I do. I just get a whole bunch of Zerglings. If you don't have enough, if you overdrone, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna die. Unless you have really good SimCity and whatnot. So it looks like Jake Bake here doing a pretty good job. But I mean, there's still a lot of openings to consider on this map. So it's not even really possible to do it perfectly. So unless you put up like a billion evolution chambers that you don't really need. So this Spine Crawler really just isn't all that much to defend with against hordes of Zerglings. But looks like he's going to be alright since Vibe here is getting that hatchery going. Alright, so now he has 3 Banelings being morphed, a couple of Zerglings out as well. Not really planning to do any kind of attack with them, just kind of getting them for defense against Zerglings and whatnots. Looks like he's actually sending a few of them over to scout, 4 of them to be exact. Jake Bake here does have all of his Roaches out though, so I mean, it looks like he's going to be sitting pretty good. I mean, now, this would have been a dangerous build if his opponent was in the close position, but since he is in the cross position, you can kind of go Roach first, without getting a ton of Zerglings. So I do like this decision that he made. Looks like Vibe here coming out with a whole bunch of Zerglings. Just going to scout around, though. Find that expansion, maybe try to pick it off. Nope, just going to go try to get out of there now that he sees it. And just way too many Roaches for Vibe to deal with at this point. And, well, not much else is going on. Looks like just drones coming out. It looks like they're pretty much even on drone count as well. So neither player like getting too many or too little. Or I mean, or I guess you could say both of them are getting too many, or both of them are getting too little. But looks like both players just gonna macro up for now. Looks like there's that drone transfer, and xNJakeBake even setting up somewhat of a half wall with his roaches, making sure no Zerglings come over here. It'd be, with this kind of positioning, it's kind of like hard for Zerglings to just run up the wall without taking heavy losses, and then he can also defend his hatchery easily as well. So, very good positioning there. It does take a little bit of time to set up, so I mean, I'd only recommend that kind of thing if you have extra time. If you're really fast, able to macro up properly, and all that good stuff. So, if you can get everything done that you need to get done, and you're just like sitting there, then yeah, you might want to do something a little bit extra like that. Something awesome. So, anyways, Vibe's going to be defending with a bunch of spine crawlers here. Spine crawlers, of course, very good against roaches, very good against pretty much anything, but Zerglings do kind of take them out pretty fast. And since they are kind of a higher damage, slower attack type of units, Zerglings can absorb a lot of that damage. So, Zerglings are a little bit better against them. Anyways, Vibe here just building up a bunch of drones. Let's look at the count now. It looks like 34. xNJakeBake looks like he has stopped, and he's now just producing Zerglings and roaches, so I believe he's going to be attacking here soon. He's even marching a spine crawler across the battlefield now. Now, of course, that's going to actually take a really long time to get there, so I'm not sure if, I don't know, it's just going to, one movement speed. By the time he gets there, like, the battle's going to be over, or he's going to have to delay it quite a bit, and Vibe's going to see it half a mile away, especially with this Overlord spotting. So I really don't think the Spine Crawler is really going to help all that much. Vibe here, even throwing down an Evolution Chamber just to block it a little bit. Zerglings cannot fit through here. They actually have to go all the way around to get up to the ramp, so that's actually very good positioning there. And xNJakeBake is going in here now. Right as that first Spine but he doesn't really have much of anything, so xNJakeBake here just finding a good window of opportunity. SixjaxViBE just joining up way too much, and here comes the Banelings. Banelings blowing up a couple of Zerglings, but it's not going to be enough. There's too many roaches out here, and Vibe gets the GG and leaves. A very decisive win by xNJakeBake. Vibe definitely just making a mistake, droning up too much, thinking, okay, he has roaches, he's across the map, I can drone up. No, not necessarily, man. They can still get there. They can still do a lot of damage. Where's that spine crawler at? Oh, wow, he actually got pretty close. That's, relatively close considering it's such a slow-moving thing. Let's see. Overlords move at... Okay, Overlords move a lot slower. At 0.47, spine crawler's at 1 movement speed. So, anyways, xNJakeBake playing a very good win there. So, that ends this cast. I'm going to be casting some more replays right now, just to get some practice in, do some good serious casting. And, well, if you're live, you can keep on enjoying it. Otherwise, you can check them out in the archives. This is Magic signing out.